is dead. That's what I said. Let the man rap a plan, said he'd send him home, but his hope was a rope and he should have known. It's hard to understand there was love in this man. I'm sure all would agree that his misery was this woman and things. Now Fred is dead. That's what I said. Everybody's misused him.
So what is a typical day like for you? What does being a lawyer involve?
It involves a lot of things. Being a lawyer involves a lot of things. Generally, there is a lot of reading and writing. In fact, there's a ton of reading and writing that comes along generally with the practice of litigation. Okay, most attorneys are not trial attorneys or litigators for that matter. Most attorneys are transactional attorneys, people who develop contracts. There are a small few of us who are actually litigators and trial lawyers, even fewer.
Okay, and so I noticed today you're staying late in the office, right? You have some things you have to read and write. You mentioned a lot of reading and writing. Is staying late in the office something you normally have to face?
If you want to be the best, okay, or if you want to give excellent product to your client, you have to stay until the work is done. I've been here in this office, believe it or not, 24 hours, and seen the sun come up.
When you look at your life and you talk about putting in the time to work, staying 24 hours, when you were in school studying to be a lawyer, is the current life you're living what you envisioned while you're in school of what a lawyer's life would be like?
In law school, I think I don't know that I necessarily had an idea. Well, I shouldn't say it. I had some idea of what a lawyer's life would be like because I saw bits and parts of it. I had worked in law firms before, so I got to see what the lawyers did in the office, right? And a lot of that was reading and writing, typing. So I was aware of that much. But I don't think I was aware of, all the other hats that we have to wear as attorneys, especially as plaintiffs' attorneys. Oftentimes my clients have a gambit of problems, or a myriad of problems, I should say. And, sometimes I have to play consoler in chief. And making sure they're emotionally okay.
So for someone in law school right now, studying to take that bar exam, working hard, what words of advice would you have for them, and what information could you give to help them better prepare for walking into becoming a lawyer and practicing?
I will say this: there are going to be hurdles in whatever you do, right? And whether or not it's the practice of law, or it is, being a psychologist or a firefighter, whatever profession you choose, there are going to be trials that you have to go through. And the law in the legal field is no different. It is tough. It can be taxing mentally. I'll tell you, there's some days after I get through typing here, I am so tired mentally that I really don't even want to think about whether or not I'm going to eat macaroni and cheese or a grilled cheese sandwich. I don't know. Just, whatever it is, just please don't make me think anymore. But the word of advice that I would give to you, if you're going through school right now, or if you're thinking about it, is don't give up, because you can accomplish your goals and your dreams if that's what your dream is, right?
Was there any moment when you were in school, or just and maybe even past the bar and started practicing law in the beginning, where you thought, this isn't for me, I don't know if I could do this?
There were definitely moments where I struggled with how difficult the practice is. And, my approach was a little different because I had my own practice pretty early on, and there was a high learning curve. I mean, what they teach you in law school is great. It really is in the theory of the law and understanding and identifying maybe what some legal problems and claims might be, but it doesn't teach you necessarily for the practice of it. It doesn't teach you that you got to look at the judge's standing orders or the local civil rules. And those are things that I had to adjust to. And sure, at times, it felt like, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? But those are juxtaposed to the times where I've gotten a really good result for client. And maybe not even where it's a ton of money, but that the client was very appreciative and I helped them out. And that feels really good. And I would say that equals it out and maybe puts the balance in favor of practicing.